Alpha stands for Advise Leading to Public Health Advancement, and we are a young person's research advisory group. Decipher and Firm believe that research should be done with young people, including them in the planning and the running of the research projects, which is why they set the group up in 2010. There are currently 20 of us aged between 14 and 20. We all live in South Wales but are looking for people to join us from Bristol too. Some of us are in school, college, in employment and seeking work because we believe diversity in our group is important. We always start with icebreaker games to make new members and researchers feel welcome and comfortable. Then we work on the project the researchers brought to us. We have covered many different topics like smoking, self-harm, diet and physical activity. Throughout the year we go to events, conferences, meet and greet sessions and all go on a weekend residential to get to know each other better.
If you want your research to be effective and your research is about young people, then you kind of need to know how they see the world. So if you're going to try and find something out, anything at all to do with health or their social well-being, then to see the world a little bit through their eyes is probably necessary before you go and try and find the thing out.
This idea of involving people in research is a fairly recent one, so it's a bit of a cultural shift within research, I think. So I think that's a barrier that's lifting, but it certainly has been an issue in the past.
The best people to understand young people's lives are young people. It's a really simplistic thing to say, but it's so relevant, really. And so I think by asking young people the sorts of topics that they believe are important, we don't miss important issues and can make sure we're covering the things that really matter to them.
Sometimes it's very difficult for the researchers to understand how much jargon they use, or maybe it's just words or phrases that young people wouldn't understand. So obviously having the young people there to look through those things gives us a better idea of what their peers and what people under the age of 24 would understand.
Recently, we are being involved in many projects at the bid development stage of research before it's funded. This is good because we can help researchers at the earliest stages and form relationships with the adults involved. Also, we can suggest how we could be involved throughout the project. The researchers can then add our cost into their bid where they think our knowledge will help, so Alpha can continue.
You don't realise how much of an impact research can have, and so it's just interesting to see how we as a group can impact upon the research and making sure things are more accessible and more efficient.
If they're just finding out about young people through their own ways, they're not getting actual young people's opinions, whereas if they come to us we can give them advice on how to speak to the young people and how to find out actual results.
Everyone's really nice in the group, everyone's really open and you get to talk to loads of new people, meet new people and just pick up lots of new skills.
I know there's some examples of researchers who have had to change questions in their research questionnaires or in their interviews because when they've broached the young people with those questions, they don't fully understand them, or they understand them in slightly a different way to what the researcher wants. So that is about then the researcher being able to get the best data possible from their research participants by trialling out their questions and their interviews.
It was a really useful session to me because they got into two groups and they discussed what they thought of the intervention and some of their ideas about what might work well with it and what might work less well and how to improve it. So we used that information that we got from the Alpha team when we were developing our bid.
I found when I came and talked to the Alpha group is they issued a fairly helpful corrective, and that set me thinking actually, and then we ended up proposing something quite different. So we made that decision to change and look at a comparison because of the kind of discussion at Alpha, really.
From the centre's point of view, our hope obviously is that we get better research out of this, and research which is easier to implement in practice and in policy.
As a group we benefit from Alpha because we receive vouchers for our time and our food and transport are paid for. We meet new people, we get training on research and public health, we get new experiences, we can add it to our CVs, job applications and university personal statements. We receive recognition through Millennium Volunteers.
The research and researchers benefit because researchers can develop projects that are more relevant and accessible to young people. We know what it is like to be a young person growing up now, and this can help to inform research. We can develop or review consent forms, information leaflets and questionnaires.
we can give advice on areas like how to recruit young people to studies. We are Alpha. For more information, please visit decipher.uk.net.